I guarantee you that I'm the first candidate that actually gets paid in Bitcoin as a public official. And I guarantee you I'm the first candidate that's borrowed money against that Bitcoin account to buy an investment property. And I'm the first candidate that put Satoshi's white paper on our website and allowed our employees to get paid in Bitcoin through the app Strike, which is Jack Mahler's app. Look, I believe that our country needs to lean into this multi-generational disruptive moment. Crypto is a big part of it. Blockchain is a big part of it.
We're seeing politicians get their salaries paid to them in Bitcoin and talk about it on the media. Where is this space going over the next decade? Adoption is underway and we're living through history. If you're not on the Bitcoin and crypto train, you might miss it.
And as you see, we're going through a Bitcoin adoption curve, crypto adoption curve. BlackRock may have found a way to get SEC approval for a spot Bitcoin ETF. The asset management giant included a surveillance sharing agreement in its proposal, which could eliminate the risk of market manipulation related to Bitcoin. So this is definitely major for Bitcoin and crypto news, but also what's going to happen. We told you this in previous videos as well. Other applications to apply for a Bitcoin ETF are going to start rolling in. Fidelity Investments is preparing to apply for a Bitcoin ETF and submit an offer to acquire Grayscale. So this is what's going to happen. There's going to be a lot of pressure on the SEC. What will the SEC do? Will they approve the Grayscale Bitcoin spot ETF? A lot's happening in the space. This could catapult Bitcoin up to 10x, like Michael Saylor is talking about. We'll talk about that before this video's out, so make sure you watch this one to the end. And with that, what's happening, crypto crew? Sean's coming back at you, another cryptocurrency video. Getting straight into it, getting into the charts. We're looking at the Bitcoin price chart. We're going to zoom in because you see we had this short call on the EMAs, and look what Bitcoin's been doing. Bitcoin fell off a cliff. We bottomed out around the 15.6 level. That was the bottom. We've been stair-stepping our way up. Now, could we see lower price action? That's a possibility, but right now it's not probable. And while we say this, zooming into the price action, look at the EMAs. After a long drawn down and being stretched out, going to the red, they're starting to flip up to the upside, and Bitcoin came back, flipped above them, and right now is retesting this. And if we zoom out on the price action, we see this macro trend line. We're just stair-stepping our way up. And what's coming next? You see this downwards pressure, this downwards resistance that's been holding Bitcoin down. We haven't broke above this yet. When this happens, this could catapult Bitcoin into that summer rally. For that technical target, we've showed you this in previous videos. It's right around this orange line, this level here, around the $48,000 to $50,000 threshold. Can this downwards resistance line break over the next few months, and could Bitcoin have this rally up to that $48,000 to $50,000 threshold? TA Trader Allen, what he's looking at, he's saying the Bitcoin current MFI price action is copying the one in 2016. It is forming an ascending broadening wedge after reaching the oversold zone. At the time it breaks down, that will be the start of a parabolic move. And right here, what you're seeing, you put in a high, a higher low, and a lower low, but then goes into this broadening wedge channel. Once it breaks down, then comes back up, that's when we have that rip to the upside. We have a high, a lower low, and this broadening wedge channel. We haven't had the breakdown yet, but when that happens, we're going to be off to the races. Another update from Stock Money Lizard. When he's talking about is that $48,000 threshold that we just told you, 61.8 Fibonacci retracement level, that's where that technical target could be happening. Are you ready for this major move? Then we'll have the cool off going into the halving, stair step, rinse, repeat. That's when Bitcoin is going to go to that new all-time high. So we hope that you're prepared. And then Michael Saylor's giving his take on Bitcoin and what's going to do. He's saying that Bitcoin will 10x with regulatory clarity. This sort of goes hand in hand with the spot ETF that's been submitted, looking at when the Bitcoin halving is, and seeing if we do get this regulatory clarity around the halving, could this coincide with that first 10x move that Michael Saylor is talking about? We have a snippet from Michael Saylor, and he's telling you how long you have to hodl Bitcoin, and he's showing you what your money is going to do if you hold money in Bitcoin over the next 100 years. We got a chart for you as well, so we want you to watch this one to the end. Check out our chart because this is how you can have your own personal savings plan. Let's hear what Michael Saylor has to say.
You had $1 million today in your company or in your family, and you hold it in cash in the world reserve currency at a 7% inflation rate. In 100 years, you will have, in today's dollars, $977. you will go from 1,000,000 to 1,000. You'll lose 1,000x. It's 1 divided by 2 to the 10th. If you take all your $1 million and buy government bonds yielding 3.5% interest, you're going to have a 3.5% negative real yield. Carry that for 100 years, you're going to have $31,000, 3% of your wealth. If you're brilliant and you invest in the S&P, you're going to have $1 million. You'll have the same value, the same wealth in 100 years you have right now, but no more. If you take half of it and invest it in Bitcoin and the other half in the S&P, you're going to have $512 million. And if you go 100% Bitcoin, you're going to be a billionaire. All you got to do is flip your $1 million into Bitcoin, hold it at 7% real yield 100 years, and that's the money you have times 2 to the 10th. And so you can see in a very simple way, there's a winning strategy, there's a losing strategy.
So there you have it from Michael Saylor. And we pulled together this chart for you, and we showed you what Michael was saying in the video. If you hold Bitcoin for this many years, up to 100 years, and you put $1 million with a 7% yearly increase, what will it do? After year 1, you're looking at putting $1 million in, it's $1.07 million. And then year 2, it goes from here to here, year 3, year 4, and year 5, and so forth. So you can play with the numbers. If you're not sitting on $1 million and you're only sitting on $100,000, you can take a zero away. And then after 50 years, take a zero away, that 100,000 will be 2.7 million. And if you just pass it down in your family lineage, instead of 867 million, you're looking at $86 million. So still not bad off 100 grand, but you can sit here and you can make this chart yourself, very simple, using Excel spreadsheets, but you can step through and say, okay, if I put $500,000 into Bitcoin, say you got $500,000, that's fine. And then all the numbers change and update. That's $50,000. Let's change it to $500,000. And all the numbers update for you. And you hold that $500,000 for 20 years just in Bitcoin. What that $500,000 will yield you? It could yield you about $1.8 million. So you see, this is off just initial investment of, if you have this much money in Bitcoin, how much year after year on average it's going to give you. This isn't a get rich quick strategy, as you see, but $500,000, hold it for 20 years, you got $2 million. Not that bad. Hold it for another 20 years, you got $7 million off $500,000. That's 7% year over year increase on your investment. So keep this in mind. It's something you definitely want to keep in mind when having your Bitcoin and cryptocurrency strategies. And with that, I'm Sean with the Bitcoin Bros. You guys like this content, go ahead and smash the like button. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and show us some love. We appreciate the support. With that, that's all I have for you today, and I'm out.